Okay. Hey.
How are you?
Oh, I'm good. How you doing?
Yeah, you're doing real good.
Well, yeah.
I went down, I'll just mention last night, I went down to say hi. You were down there at Saturday Night Live, which is shot on the floor below this, and I said hi, and your new wife was with you. I got to meet her.
Julie, she's here somewhere.
Yeah. She's very beautiful.
She is beautiful. We got married last summer. I think everybody knows that.
You're talking like a criminal.
Exactly.
Nothing wrong, you just got married. What's the big deal?
No, we got married. Julie and I got together about 3.5 months after my legal separation, whatever you call it. After the announcement in Variety, let's put it that way.
From Roseanne, when you and Roseanne split?
Yeah, exactly. And we got, I met Julie at a party, at David Spade's birthday party at the Viper Room, and it was quick, you know. I fell in love with her very quickly, and she's great. And then we got married a year to the day after we met.
Right. And
we had this big wedding last summer and everything. And
yeah, I heard actually this wedding was a huge blowout.
It really was it was a great, very expensive time, and you guys.
A very expensive time.
It was good. It's good. And people elope were smart, though.
Really?
Yeah. But young people.
How much dough did you blow on this wedding?
Let's see.
The IRS wants to know.
Almost 3 months worth of alimony. I mean, it was an expensive wedding.
$2.2 billion.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, this sounded like a big blow up because Chris Farley was your best man.
Yes, he was. He did a great job. He was very funny as the best man.
I'm picturing a wedding where you're the groom, Chris Farley's the best man.
I look pretty good. It was good, though. It was good. We had a lot of people that were there. There were funny people, and they were in the wedding and so forth. But it was a beautiful wedding.
And the food was
incredible. Now, we started talking about a wedding cake. Wedding cake is important to me because that's one thing you can guarantee. You're gonna, the wedding, the flowers, everything, but the wedding cake, you're gonna eat it, and that you got. That's something you can hold on to, The other stuff, you gotta throw it all away. So we planned the wedding cake. I say I like carrot cake, I like chocolate cake, maybe half and half. And so you start looking at cakes, and they're kind of expensive. And
there's that Carvel cake, the whale, right? There's
had that the first marriage. Anyway, just kidding.
My God!
I didn't mean. Oh, it happened again.
It happened again.
God.
Wherever you go, there's trouble.
I know. But I meant. Oh, jeez. Anyway, so we started looking at cakes and traveling around the country and sampling cakes. It was fun. And Julie never.
You can sample cakes around the country.
People bring you a piece of their cake. It's a big deal. You got to get married.
All right. Now, this is the reason I'm going to get married. You can sample cakes from around the world.
Sure, man.
Let's do it.
Exactly.
All right.
I don't drink anymore. I got to have something. So, anyway, so Julie will never ask for anything. She'll never say. She'll just go, and she does. Here's how she asks. She sees a picture of a wedding cake in a magazine, and she cuts it out, and she shows it. She goes, I don't know. I probably shouldn't even show you this. I know this is going to be some horribly expensive cake. I don't want it. I just want to say that. But isn't it the greatest thing you've ever seen? And, it's this cake, and it's got these layers of these. It's so beautiful. It's like a building. It's a beautiful thing. So I look at it, and now my manhood is being being tested a little bit. Like, maybe she's thinking maybe I can't afford to buy that big, giant cake. You know what I'm saying? So we talked to the person. I think her name's Sylvia Weinstock, I believe, and she's from New York City.
Okay.
Talked to her about the cake. She says, well, it's going to be expensive because I got to fly in with my 5 guys to build the cake. This is just for cake.
5 guys are going to build the cake? So they're contractors.
Yeah, exactly. And they bring big things with them. They bring it in. They have to fly on it. So I'm like, forget it. It's crazy. And so, how much is the cake? And they said, well, it's, how many people? Well, there's 500 people. That's a lot of people on this cake. It's going to be $14,000. $14,000.
Wait a minute. $14,000 for a cake.
For the cake.
So this cake, you should be able to live in this cake for like 2 years after marriage.
Or drive it or something.
This is a tract house. This isn't a cake.
It's incredible, this cake. So Julie said, no, forget it. My dad's like, hell, we can get one of those sheet cakes for $12 down at Hy-Vee or something. That's a local store.
Yeah, right.
But that's what my parents would do, I'm sure. But so we weren't going to get it. And then you get to the point, you get close to the wedding, you've been trying to save on certain things, and then you say, screw it. We're getting that great cake. My ego took, I'm having all the cake people come in from New York. So they came in a week or 2 early and assembled this beautiful, great cake, which I wish I had a picture of, because that would make this a nice little piece here.
How could you see when you saw the cake and tasted it why it would be $14,000?
Yeah,
Is there money in the cake?
No.
Is there like a layer that's just $2,000 of currency?
But it was good. It was real good. You know?
No. For $14,000, you don't want real good. You want an orgasm that lasts for like 9 years. You want just this experience that just doesn't end. You know?
Yeah.
Real good.
Yeah.
Can you hang on one second? We're doing a commercial. We'll have more with Tom Arnold in just a second, so stick around. That is the finest. That's the
right now.
That's a fine band. Thank you for saying that.
He did an excellent dumb guy look, too, at the beginning of the show. That little sketch you had, the Ouija board thing that went on and on and on. You know that?
We call it the time killer, that sketch. No, very nice job. Now, listen, we invoked, in the last thing, we talked just a little bit, touched on Roseanne. What we didn't talk about was Roseanne's sister came out with a book.
That was, you know, everybody writes these books. You can say whatever you want, just put it in a book. And
right.
You can't sue everybody for everything. You'd be in court all the time. And
sure.
She wrote, she said many things. I was a sociopath. I was the devil.
But you are, in fact, the devil.
That's all true, but she then said, the thing that got me on the phone with my lawyer was when she said that I had a penis the size of an 8-year-old boy. Anyway, and you know, and...
Now, why are you mad about that? What's the problem?
I'll tell you why. Because she didn't mention that I also have the scrotum of an 80-year-old man. Now, that's the problem. You know, you leave that out and it makes me look like a freak.
Let's get a police artist in here.
Yeah, exactly. You have that. My dad, my uncle, all of them, they drive like that long, their scrotum. You know, it happens. You get old, that's gravity. That's weird. It's the old guys. Are there old guys here?
Yeah, oh, they're going to say, yeah, me, put me on TV. I've got that long scrotum. No one wants to be on TV for that.
Wait, I bet. People will be on TV for anything, my friend.
That's true. All right, I was wrong about that. Yeah, if actually one of those daytime talk shows said, call in if you have a long scrotum, audience would be filled the next day. Yeah. All right. Now, we talked last time you were on the show.
They'd have to have special chairs, because if you sit on it, it hurts. I'll tell you.
There is a chair for that.
Yeah, there is.
I think we broke the record for saying scrotum the most in one segment on television.
That's right. Scrotum. Yes, we did. All right. Now, we talked last time about you used to work in a meat packing plant.
Hormel meat. I worked there for 3 years back in Iowa.
Right. And you were kind of famous at this meat packing thing for your appetite.
Well, I would eat. I was a young guy. I would eat anything, and for money. And not anything. I wasn't like I wouldn't eat spit or something like that. Those guys are geeks. I would eat like a whole ham that came down the assembly line at Cure 81. We'd take it and cut it up and take it, and I'd steam big chunks of it in my knife cleaner. And then I'd eat it. People bet I couldn't eat it. I'd eat the whole thing while they worked.
I thought you ate it whole or something. I thought you unlocked your jaw like a cobra and put it in there and just slowly, All right.
I was young then. But I'd sit and eat a whole ham. A whole ham, just that's it. Just a ham. And that was good. I'd eat very hot peppers, the hottest peppers they could bring. I'd eat them for, like $10. I was crazy. I'd be sick, violently ill, and everybody goes, yeah! My nickname was Gunner. And they're like, Gunner. And I got that nickname because when I worked in livestock, I usually worked on the hog kill floor.
Sure.
But then I went out to livestock, to get, a breath of fresh air, so to speak. And one of my jobs, and I'm not, this is just a fact of life. If you eat meat, you should know this. One of my jobs was that the hogs, the way we put them to eternal rest was you drive them up this chute with an electric prod, and then they would be in this they'd fall into this thing, and you'd electrocute them with this thing, and come on their back, and they'd drop down. Then you would hang them up by their back hoof and cut their throat. Okay, that's actually a humane way of doing it. There are other ways that you don't even want to get into.
Yeah, but they put them in a car and crash it. Actually,
exactly.
They put them in I've seen that. They're like,
anyway,
what's going on? Then the jaws of life, and no, I'm sorry.
What I would do, though, one of my jobs in livestock was, if a hog had a broken leg, that hurts. There's nothing you can do for an animal then.
Right. Because,
first of all, you're going to end up, cut his throat anyway. So, I would put him out of his misery. And honestly, it's a humane thing to do. I had a gun thing that was 22 shells, and it put out a spike about that far, and I just put it behind their ear. Shoot them in a nice way. Then I'd hang them up and put them with the other hogs, and they cut their throat.
I wish I had one of those.
They was good. Oh, they're handy. They're handy.
That segment isn't going anywhere.
Exactly.
Just Angela Lansbury, like that. And then...
I
I love Angela Lansbury. I just picked someone at random.
Yeah.
I'm so screwed after tonight's
you
show.
You are. She's great, too. Anyways, so,
I like how you heard it more like, oh, she's great.
yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
go ahead.
Now, one day there was 9 hogs that had problems, and so instead of, you're supposed to shoot them and hang them up one at a time, and I thought, what the heck, there are 9, you know, shoot them all, get them all dead. So I shot them, then I went to lunch. I left them there. The government guy came by and condemned them, which means they had to throw them away, and their management was really mad. But that's how I got the nickname Gunner. So we're, you know, that's because I, you know, overdone the guy. It sounds cruel, but honestly, you know,
it is the best way for them.
it is the best. Unfortunately, if you can't say that, if you eat meat, you should just know that.
I like how at the last second you turned this into a politically correct
No, I eat
statement.
meat all the time.
At the very last second, and that's why I'm telling you, watch out.
No, I mean, it's okay. That means you should laugh at it when I say it. That's what it really means.
Okay. Back to scrotum. What do you say?
Yeah, exactly.
There we go.
Oh, all right. But you know my best thing, I'll tell you this very quickly.
Okay.
I learned in that meat packing plant, I became such a good eater and a fat slob, quite honestly. I mean, look at me now. I've had a serious, you know, disorder because of that. But that it was funny still.
Right.
I was in an eating contest a couple years ago against Hulk Hogan and a guy named Typhoon. It was about a 450-pound wrestler, the size of me and you together. This guy was huge, and I brought out 2 other fat guys from Iowa. Okay.
just random fat guys.
No, JC and Jeff Burns, their whole family's huge. But they're naturally that way.
Okay.
They're great people.
Good.
Anyway, so we start this guy for $50,000. Whoever wins gets to give it to their charity. I ate 14 pieces of pie in under 6 minutes. And then, like Hulk Hogan, he thought they were going to win, the bigger guys. They couldn't even, they eat like 7 is all. And the secret to eating, let me just say, if you're in a contest, the secret is do not stop. Don't let you, because if you stop, you're going to realize, if you realize you're full, that screws up your mind.
This is good advice, children. This should be a public service announcement. All right, listen, hey, Tom.
Thanks, guys.
Tom's hosting Saturday Night Live with Tupac.